The meaning of being literate in an environment of tweets and blogs has led to research at the University of Otago's College of Education. Dr. Susan Sandretto has been working on a project to consider the issue, and the teacher educator joins us now. Good evening.
Good evening.
Tell us a bit about your research.
We were lucky enough to be funded by the Teaching and Learning Research Initiative. So this is New Zealand funding that supports projects between researchers and teachers. And the teachers involved in the two-year project researched their literacy practices in the classroom and looked at ways to expand those practices.
What did your research find?
We found that teachers and students needed support to rethink what counts as literacy, given the rapid expansion of technology and our connectivity on a global stage. And then they need support to think about how this might play out in the classroom in terms of their practices.
Now, you say that New Zealand's literary policy has fallen behind technological changes. What's meant by that?
Yes, the literacy policy that teachers are working from was initially published in 2003, and the focus on that is thinking about literacy in its written form, so a real focus on the linguistic. But if you think about all the ways that we have available to us now to communicate, we actually draw upon a wider variety of those. So we use audio, visual, spatial, and gestural, as well as linguistic forms to communicate. And so what we've argued in this work is that teachers need to be supporting students to engage with all of those codes and conventions in the classroom, not just the linguistic.
So what changes would you like to see?
I would like to see support for teachers and students to expand these conceptualizations of literacy, and then support to expand their practices in the classroom.
Now, you discuss everything from PowerPoints to tweets. What do children need to learn in order to prepare for the world at large?
They need to focus on communication rather than the vehicle. Every day we have new platforms available to us to communicate. So rather than coming up with a laundry list of children must be able to A, B, and C, rather focus on those different modes that I discussed and what they want to communicate and who their audience is and which one of those would be most effective for communication.
Do some people react negatively to viewing tweets?
We didn't spend a lot of time focusing on tweets per se, but rather expanding what counts as a text and thinking about communication. So again, it comes back down to audience and what's appropriate for communicating your message to a particular audience. So we haven't had much negative response.
What do you expect will come from the research?
Well, what I hope will come is that teachers and students from right across primary and secondary will have opportunities to expand what counts as literacy and also to enhance their critical text analysis. There is some attention to that in the literacy policy, but we found there needs to be more of that. And particularly when it's really easy to author your own text, you can have a blog or wiki for free in minutes. It becomes vital that students are able to critically analyze not only the text that they encounter every day, but the text they themselves construct.
Dr. Susan Sandretto, thanks very much for your time.